Welcome to Smashterpieces, a casual walk through the history of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate roster. My name is Joe.
And my name's Matt.
And this is a new show. This is episode 0 of the show.
The one where we pretend that we have any plan for things.
Yeah. And I mean, we sort of do, but at the same time, like, it's such a small plan that we might as well not. So, I guess first off, if you're listening to this, you're probably wondering, hey, what is this show? Well, allow me to answer your question. The origins of this show is, this is being recorded 3 weeks after Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was revealed.
The current date is July 1st, 2018.
Yeah. So, we were talking, and at one point, I think somebody brought up Uprising, Kid Icarus Uprising, and I was like, man, I want to replay that game. And then for some reason, my brain went from there to, what if I played a game for every character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? And then I conned Matt into joining me.
You didn't. I volunteered.
Well, yeah, but I still consider I conned it. You're the one that had the idea of turning it into a podcast.
Yeah, and also you probably weren't going to actually do it if I hadn't signed on.
That's probably fair. But, like, overall, it just sort of sounded like a fun idea. Because we are both very big fans of Super Smash Bros. And Nintendo, both of those things. One more than the other, but you know. And it's really interesting to sort of see where the different characters come from, because you have some characters that haven't been in a game since the 80s.
Some characters only had one game.
Multiple characters with just one game. And then you have characters that, like, have been in a billion games, or characters that have been in a single game on a Nintendo platform.
And, like, some characters that, when they were introduced to the Smash Bros. Series, had not yet been in a game.
Yeah, it's weird. But, like, we have a list currently made up of 65 games. It will probably get bigger if any more characters are announced. I know we have one that we both basically consider confirmed until the game comes out and they're not in it. All things are pointing to Simon Belmont is in this game. We just haven't seen it.
Well, no, you don't say it, because then if we're wrong, then everyone knows we were wrong.
Oh, you're right. Shit. Cut that out, future me. I won't.
Yeah.
I'll take every opportunity to make past me look like an idiot. That's how I work. So let's get into this list real quick, shall we?
Sure.
We're not going to get into real detail with this. This is just the pilot episode, and we'll get into the detail of all of these games sort of have their own logic from, this is where this character's moveset comes from. This is where this character first appeared. This is the first time or only time this character has been playable in a mainline game. I don't want to play this character's game. Let's play this other game that's vaguely related to them.
Let's avoid playing 6 mainline Pokemon games.
Yeah. Yeah. So
there were some points where we arbitrarily chose different games because we figured we would have a more enjoyable time that way.
Yeah. We'll go over the actual logic behind each game in the episode for the game. And as you can probably guess, this show will not have a release schedule. This show's release schedule is, did we both finish the game? All right, we'll record an episode and release it now. We have other shows that will be released on a set schedule. They haven't come out yet, and they might not have come out by the time we release this. I don't know. But I want to get that out front as soon as I possibly can. This show will not have a set release schedule. Mm-hmm. The show's release schedule is when the game is done.
Because some games are an hour long, and some games are 100 hours long.
Because, like, let me give a brief example before we go over the whole list. One of these games is, let's see, Super Mario 64, which I can beat in about 3-4 hours.
Some people can beat it in 5 minutes.
And then there's also Final Fantasy VII, which...
No, Final Fantasy VII is not as extravagant with its 40 hours as Xenoblade Chronicles 100.
Oh, right. I forgot Xenoblade was that long. So, like, this will not be a bi-weekly or a weekly or at certain times, maybe even a monthly show. It's all just going to depend on what game we are playing and how long it takes us to play that game. And we might have guests in certain games, depending on, like, does this person want to play alongside us? Cool. But we will try not to have a giant gap between each. We'll try to keep the gap manageable, but
maybe we can have like some progress reports.
Maybe, but don't expect regular releases from this show. But anyways, now that we've gone over that, the list is in release order because we figured not only so a couple of cool things are going to come out of that. I feel like not only did we do release order to try and avoid like, oh, now we have to play 4 Mario games in a row. Now we have to play 5 Pokemon games in a row. Oh, no. Because Fighter Order, which was the other option, would have put a bunch of stuff back to back. And we didn't want that. So
it avoids us like playing the same kind of game for too long.
Yeah, so it'll help, I think, cut down on any burnout. But the other thing that I've realized is going to be cool doing it release date based on release year is pretty much when we're doing it. Is that we're not only going to see an evolution of like video game graphics and technology, but we're going to hear an evolution of video game music. And personally, as somebody that really loves game music, I'm going to try and have like a focus on that at certain points during episodes because Nintendo games have really good music.
Oh, yes.
And so that'll be fun to hear. It's going to be fun going from the main theme of the underworld theme of Kid Icarus to Id Purpose.
And Gower Plain from Xenoblade
is a hell of a jump. So let's for real this time get into the list. So starting episode 1, which will be our next episode released, very well could end up being released alongside this episode. I don't know. Is Duck Hunt. Came out in 1984. The win condition for that is complete round 20 in all 3 modes. By the way, if you want to remember the win conditions for any of these games, we have a spreadsheet that we're going to be making public that will list all the games in the order they will be played alongside the win condition. Also, every single one of these games can be bought somewhere on some digital marketplace because while I have my problems with the all-digital future,
it's certainly convenient.
Yeah, it's very convenient when it comes to getting a hold of all of these old games. All of them can be gotten a hold of either, well, other than one problematic console, which we'll have to tiptoe around at some point, which is the GameCube, which has not had its games released digitally pretty much at all. So that's fun. Unless they were some of the ones that were remade for the Wii, which I don't believe we have any of those on this list.
Well, hey, Nintendo just filed a trademark for GameCube.
Let's hope that's I mean, we have a while. We have a long while before we hit GameCube. But, so if you want to hear the win conditions. So, like I said, Duck Hunt, 1984, came out on the NES. It is a complete round 20 in all 3 modes. I figure that'll be one of the shorter ones, honestly. A lot of the NES ones are going to be the shorter ones, I feel like.
That's like, Duck Hunt's like an hour, if that.
After that is Ice Climber. The win condition for that is complete 32 mountains. I'm not looking forward to this one. I don't like ice.
It's going to be like an hour of your life.
An hour of agony. After that will be For Pit. It'll be Kid Icarus, the original in 1986. That'll be complete stage 4-1. I'm sort of looking forward to that one, but I also have tried playing it in the past, and it's hard. It's a hard game.
It's an old game.
It is not a friendly game. After that will be Peach. And for Peach, we're doing the NES game that came out in 1988, Super Mario Bros. 2, the USA version, aka Doki Doki Panic. Because that is the only mainline Mario game that she has been playable in, isn't it? I don't believe
Mario 3D World.
Oh, right, yeah. So until recently,
a lot of her moves are primarily from Doki Doki Panic.
Pretty much her entire moveset is either from that game or it's from like Mario sports games. Those are the 2 places that those come from. After that, for Mega Man, it is NES, the NES game that came out in 1988, Mega Man 2, which the win condition is defeat Dr. Wily because we don't want to play Mega Man 1. Mega Man 2 is better. That's one of those. And for Daisy, on the Game Boy, we have Super Mario Land. The win condition is complete World 4-3. Reason for that is the only mainline Mario game where Daisy has appeared, I believe. It's also the first game where Daisy ever appeared.
At the very least, it's her most significant appearance.
Yeah. After that, for Bowser, on the Super Nintendo in 1990, we have Super Mario World. The win condition is defeat all 8 Koopalings and Bowser, which I'm looking forward to that.
Which is not simply to get to the end of the game. With this one, we are explicitly trying to experience a lot of the game, because you can complete the game without defeating all of the Koopalings.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to that one, because I've never actually beaten Mario World. I've played it quite a bit, but I've never beaten it.
It's a good one.
And you'll hear that about a lot of games for me, at least. After that, for Zelda, we have the Super Nintendo game released in 1991, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. The win condition is defeat Ganon. I don't know if I'm looking forward to that one.
Link to the Past is good.
I think overall I'll enjoy it. After that, we have Palutena on the Game Boy, 1991, Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters. The win condition is complete stage 4. What's that? You don't remember what that game was? Neither do most people. Up until Uprising came out, it was the last Kid Icarus game to ever be made. I own it on 3DS. I think I got it for free.
It's a game that exists.
It sure is, and we're going to play it. After that, for Ryu, released on everything, but originally in arcades in 1991, Street Fighter 2. This one's going to be the first time we hit like which version are we going to play? Personally, I am either going to buy the version that was made specifically for Switch, or I'm going to buy the Anniversary Collection and play one of those.
Either way, I think we should do more than just hit our win condition. We should put some time into playing that one.
Oh, yeah. And by the way,
against each other, too.
This is probably a good time to mention, for all of these that we can stream, we're going to try and stream them. I don't know if that means much for Duck Hunt, because like I said, there's a very good chance that this comes out at the same time as the Duck Hunt episode. At the end of the episode, we'll both say what our Twitch names are, so if you want to go watch those games be played, and we'll probably end up putting VODs on YouTube and stuff like that, you should head on over and do that. The win condition for Street Fighter 2 is complete arcade mode, and this can be any version of Street Fighter 2, by the way. I know there are a jillion versions of it. We will figure out what version. There might be a chance that the two of us are playing different versions of Street Fighter 2. There are a ton of them. After that, we have Sonic on the Genesis in 1992, Sonic 2, and that's complete the Death Egg Zone. Again, like Mega Man 2, I don't like classic Sonic games personally, but
I do. And
I think Sonic 2 is one of the better ones, even though.
I mean, I do, and I can tell you Sonic 1 is really not worth playing by any margin. Sonic 2 is a better game.
After that, we have Kirby on, weirdly enough, the NES in 1993, Kirby's Adventure, and the win condition is defeat Nightmare. And the reason that it's Kirby's Adventure and not like Kirby's Dream Land is because Kirby's Adventure is the first game where he got the copy ability, and that ability has basically become Kirby's thing.
Mm-hmm.
For Wario, on the Game Boy in 1993, we have Wario Land. The win condition is complete course 40. I've never played or seen this game. Ever.
Really?
Never. I've seen Wario Land 4. That's it.
Interesting. I think this is a good one.
After that, for Donkey Kong, on the Super Nintendo in 1994, we have Donkey Kong Country.
Which I've never played.
The win condition there is complete Gangplank Galleon. I've never beaten Donkey Kong Country. I have a history with the Donkey Kong Country trilogy that I will get into when we hit that episode, but I've never actually beaten the game. After that, we have NES for the Super Nintendo in 1994, Earthbound. The win condition is defeat Gygus. And boy, that's probably going to be the first very large gap between episodes.
Yeah, that's a long game.
Not only because it's a long game, but also because both of us have been rather outspoken in how much neither of us enjoy Earthbound.
No, I mean, I first played it many years ago.
I haven't played it since I was in elementary school, so there's a chance I'll like it more now. I certainly like another game in the series that's on this list that we'll get into when we get there. After that, for Ridley, who is, ironically, the first Metroid character on this list, but the last Smash character to be announced as of time of recording. For the Super Nintendo in 1994, Super Metroid. The win condition is save the animals. I don't know if that's a joke or not.
Oh, that's it. You gotta save the animals.
I've never played Super Metroid. I don't know.
Haven't you watched a GDQ?
I have, but I've never played Super Metroid. I don't know how that game's supposed to... Fuck, whatever.
Well, then, okay, then we're gonna have to talk about that when it comes up.
Oh, boy.
Because otherwise you might fuck it up. You might screw it up.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I said a bad word. You can edit that out.
For Mario, after that, is the Nintendo 64 1996 Super Mario 64. The win condition is defeat Bowser in the sky. Probably with 80 stars.
70.
70. All right, 70. Why do I always think it's 80? I always think it's 80.
I'm going to get 120.
I'm not going to do that, and I'll have a quote to say about that when we get to that episode. For Yoshi, on the N64 in 1997, we have Yoshi's Story. The win condition is complete, page 6. I'm excited for that. I haven't played Yoshi's Story since I was in elementary school. I love that game.
Is that going to be a recurring theme?
For some of these. After that, we have Falco. For the N64 in 1997, we have Star Fox 64. The win condition is complete Venom 1 and Venom 2, which is, I believe you've told me, takes 2 playthroughs.
Yes, Star Fox 64 obviously meant to be played in one sitting.
Yeah, I've only briefly played it before in my life, so. After that, we had the first one. Well, no, this one was not hard to... What am I talking about? This one wasn't hard to figure out. For Mr. Game & Watch, for the Game Boy, because we're not going to go buy a Game & Watch. 1997, the Game & Watch Gallery, which the win condition is score 200 points in each game.
Which is, scoring 200 points is a good way to, unlock stuff, so to speak. So, 200 points, I think, is the pretty standard way to go for the victory there.
For Cloud, after that, for the PlayStation 1... You can also play it on PC and PS3 and everything. In 1997, Final Fantasy VII, the win condition is defeat Sephiroth. I'm excited for that one because I'm hoping it'll finally be what makes me beat a Final Fantasy game. I've never beaten one. I've started so many, and I've never beaten a single one. After that, we got Sheik for the N64 and 3DS, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time in 1998. The win condition is defeat Ganon with all spiritual stones, medallions, and Ganon's castle trials. The fact that you watch a lot of speedruns really is reflected in that win condition description.
It's MST. I don't suppose I can convince you to play a randomizer.
No.
So I had to make sure.
After that, we've got Snake. His original game came out on the PlayStation 1 with a remake following that on the GameCube in 1998.
But you should play the original.
Metal Gear Solid, the win condition is defeat Liquid Snake. So here's the thing. I don't think I'm going to, only because I don't think I can go back to it. I've beaten Twin Snakes twice in my life.
It's a better game.
And I don't, at some of the quality of life stuff they've put in there. And also, it might make a very interesting episode if you play the original and I play Twin Snakes.
I mean...
It might make for an interesting
only so much.
After that, we have Pikachu, which is the first Pokemon to show up on here. You might notice that Pokemon Red and Blue do not show up on this list. That is because I don't want to play Pokemon Red or Blue or Yellow. For the N64 in 1999, Pokemon Snap.
Oh boy, what a one to start with. What a first Pokemon game.
The win condition is complete the Pokemon report. Dude, Pokemon Snap rules. I fucking love Pokemon Snap.
We're playing Pokemon Snap before we play a proper entry into the Pokemon franchise.
We sure are.
Although, to clarify there, though, we did make a conscious choice because we have, I think it's 3 mainline Pokemon games in here. We made a conscious choice not to have 6.
Yeah. The thing is that as much as I love Pokemon, and you like older Pokemon games, they're all the same game. So... and anybody that tells you differently is a liar. Don't listen to them. After that, for Diddy Kong on the N64 in 1999, we have Donkey Kong 64. Win condition is defeat K. Rool. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
I love Donkey Kong 64. I love Donkey Kong 64 a lot. It was my first video game ever. Getting to K. Rool is a fucking... I didn't do it for the first time until I was 21 years old. So, this'll be fun. Can't wait to hear about it.
God bless ye, merry gentlemen.
After that, we got Pichu. The game we're playing there is the 2000 N64 game Pokemon Stadium 2. The win condition is defeat Red in Gym Leader Castle. We will probably be doing that with a team that we bring in from elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because doing that with rental Pokemon, speaking from experience, is not fun, and I don't recommend it. And I would go as far to say...
It's basically impossible.
I would go as far to say it's nearly impossible, if not impossible. Because I've tried it. I think the farthest I made it to the Elite Four with rental Pokemon in Gym Leader Castle.
It is at the least inadvisable.
Yeah, and it would take us forever. So we're gonna bring in a party from elsewhere to do that. After that, we got Young Link on the N64 and 3DS, originally released in 2000. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, the best Zelda game. The win condition for that one is obtain the Fierce Deity Mask and defeat Majora's Wrath.
Yeah, we have decided to go all masks for that one.
Yes, because in my opinion, that's just the right way to play Majora's Mask, and it's not that hard to do, so, like, we might as well. It's not like some of these other games where it takes a real conscious effort to get 100%, like...
Oh, this is not 100%.
Well, you know what I mean, though. So we are going to get all the masks, we are going to get Fierce Deity and all that, and that'll probably be at least on mine... No, that'll be the second one on mine, the first one being Ocarina. That'll be the first one I probably can't stream because I'm going to play Majora's Mask 3D, and I do not have a method of streaming 3DS.
I can stream Majora's Mask 3D.
So that's basically how it's going to go for some of these is if we can stream it, we will, but like for me...
I think at least one of us will be able to stream all of them, though.
Yeah, so there'll be something from at least one of us. After that, we've got Mewtwo. This win condition is the weirdest one. It's an N64 game released in 2000. Pokemon Puzzle League. The win condition is attempt to defeat Mewtwo.
So Mewtwo is the quote-unquote final boss of Pokemon Puzzle League. Just getting to Mewtwo is a task. And most every guide that I read online in like researching like what should the win condition be, all of them pretty much guaranteed you will lose against Mewtwo your first time. Like, that is, no matter how good at the game you are, that is simply a fact.
So basically, in a conscious effort to not spend 60 hours on Pokemon Puzzle League, we will be attempting, and if we don't, it's a very loose win condition. After that, for King Dedede, we have the first game in which King Dedede was playable on the N64 in the year 2000. That's Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. The win condition is defeat 0-2, which does require, I believe, 100% completion of the game.
Yes.
Again, it's not very hard to do so. You gotta collect all of the Crystal Shards, and then it puts you into the actual true final boss, which is 0-2. And I'll have a story for that when we get to that game, because I played this game a lot as a child, so that'll be fun.
Maybe we could talk about some hot Kirby lore when we get there.
Yeah, which, oh my god, Kirby lore is crazy. After that, for Luigi, we have, for the GameCube in the year 2001, Luigi's Mansion.
The definitive Luigi's game, not Super Paper Mario.
But the win condition there is defeat King Boo, and I'm looking forward to that because I've beaten Luigi's Mansion once, but I've started it a couple of times, and I really like that game. That game is super good.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's an incredible game. And by then, maybe the 3DS port will be out.
Don't remind me that happened. I mean, I don't know. After that, for Dr. Mario, for the N64 in the year 2001, which is bizarre to me, we have Dr. Mario 64. The win condition is defeat Rudy the Clown.
So a game that, based on how few walkthroughs I found online, I am the only person on this earth who has played.
I didn't know this game existed until you put it on this list. I will not lie to you.
It is, in my opinion, the definitive Dr. Mario experience.
I guess we'll find out. For the next one, we will have Olimar, Captain Olimar, on the GameCube in 2001 as well. Pikmin. The win condition is collect all 30 missing ship parts.
Yes, so this one we also decided to go basically 100% for. I think that is... It's the true ending. You don't really get a real proper ending from just getting the required ship parts, in my opinion.
See, I've never played Pikmin at all. I played Pikmin 3 a little bit. Very little bit. But I've never played the original, so...
You're in for a treat. Pikmin 2, I would say, is the better game, but Pikmin 2 is an investment.
So our next game is the first game with no win condition of 3 games that have 0 win condition on them.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure something out for.
Yeah.
Now taking applications.
For Villager, for the GameCube in 2001, Animal Crossing, no win condition.
Just going to play it for a while.
We've talked about some cool things to do with this game, which we'll probably get into at some other point when we get closer. That one will be a fun one. I imagine that one, personally, I think the win condition should just be, we go for a month. We go for 1 month.
Maybe.
And then we're done. Because, like, Animal Crossing doesn't have a win condition. Well, it kind of does. It has pay off your house, but that would take too long.
That takes more than a month.
So that's not really doable for something like this. After that, for Samus, we have for the GameCube in the year 2002, Metroid Prime. The win condition being defeat Metroid Prime Core.
Some have said it is the pinnacle of, it is the Citizen Kane of video games.
Some have said that. Some weird, dumb people. Not to say that Metroid Prime is bad. I've never played it. I'm looking forward to it, actually. I've owned Trilogy on Wii U for multiple years now, and I've never even loaded it up. So I'm looking forward to giving this game a shot.
Oh, how could you? Snubbing such an incredible game.
After that, we have Toon Link, originally released for the GameCube in 2002. We've got Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. The win condition is defeat Ganondorf. I'm really looking forward to replaying that game. Watching GDQ actually...
Barrier skip. Oh.
It lit that fire. I love Wind Waker. I think it's my second favorite Zelda game. It's super good. I'm a big fan of it. And I'm looking forward to going back to it. For Pac-Man, originally released on the GameCube and the PS2, and I think the Xbox as well, in 2002, Pac-Man World 2... The win condition is complete stage 25. Neither of us have played this game, have we?
No, but I've heard World 2 is much better. So.
Yeah, we had a friend who had played both say that, 1, we won't miss any story for skipping straight to 2, and 2...
I mean, we could just watch Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures.
Oh, you're right. I could make you do that.
Yeah, I would be making you do that.
After that, we've got Bowser Jr., released for the GameCube in 2002. We got Super Mario Sunshine. The win condition is defeat Bowser. I'm personally not looking forward to this. I don't like Sunshine very much, but like...
The best 3D Mario game.
That's the Bowser Jr. game. Like, this is the game where Bowser Jr. was introduced. That's the game. I'm not going to argue that. So here's the thing. You might have heard on multiple spots on this list so far, I've said, I don't like this game.
Usually to a game that I do like.
That does not mean that I'm going to give it a fair shot. Or not give it a fair shot, because I'm going to try and beat...
No, you don't give fair shots to things you don't like.
I'm going to try and beat everything on this list as much as I can. Or I'm going to try and reach the win condition of every single game. We might have a couple of games where, like, I can't do this anymore. But we're going to keep those to a minimum between the two of us, I hope.
Yeah, absolutely.
For Captain Falcon, released on the GameCube in 2003, we have F-Zero GX. The win condition is complete story mission 8.
Yep, not story mission 9, because, no. So story mission 9 happens after the end of the story proper, and we're not doing that one. Right. Sorry.
I have played a little bit of multiplayer in F-Zero GX, and that'll probably be another one like Street Fighter, where it's like, all right, we did this, we got the win condition, but let's like play it a little bit more. Let's play the multiplayer and stuff.
Yeah, we could play that one together.
We could play that one together. That is very fair. There aren't many on here we can play together, but that's certainly one of them. For Roy, released on the Game Boy Advance in 2003, we have Fire Emblem Blazing Blade. The win condition is complete the final chapter, light. You want to explain this one?
I mean, as much as I want to see you play Binding Blade, I know that you're not going to finish it.
Because you couldn't finish it.
I can finish it, I just chose not to.
Basically, the logic is, if Matt rage quit a Fire Emblem game, I won't even make it halfway.
I made it halfway.
I'm very worried about me playing some Fire Emblem games because I don't have a lot of patience for games like that.
Blazing Blade, I believe you have on Wii U Virtual Console. You can use save states for that. You'll be fine.
I think I do. I know it's available on Wii U Virtual Console, but I don't remember if I own it. I mean, I will by the time we get to this game, obviously, because pretty much most of these games...
I mean, I know you're not going to get the original Game Boy Advance card.
Yeah, there's that. Most of these games are available on Wii U Virtual Console, and those that aren't, I believe the gaps are pretty much filled as they're available on a 3DS Virtual Console. So you can get a good chunk of these games, almost all of them, on either system. And if you're going to play along with us, we do highly recommend you go throw them some money that way and buy these games. Next, for Zero Suit Samus on the Game Boy Advance in 2004, we have Metroid Zero Mission.
My favorite Metroid game.
The win condition is Escape Planet Zebes. I have never beaten a Metroid... Okay, that's a lie. I've beaten a Metroid game. We just don't like to talk about the only one I've beaten, including myself.
It's a video game.
It sure is. As a high schooler, I was like, it was a good game. I really liked that. And then going back to it as an adult, I'm like, oh no, that game was bad. After that, for Pokemon Trainer, and yes, we are doing it for Pokemon Trainer. There will not be separate games for Ivysaur, Squirtle, and Charizard. The game is for Pokemon.
There's already
Trainer.
9 Pokemon on here.
Released for the Game Boy Advance in the year 2004, we have our first mainline Pokemon game. That is Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. The win condition is become the Pokemon League champion.
Keep that one in the back of your head. You might hear it come back.
Yeah. After that, we have Ike. I know you're really excited for this one. Released for the GameCube in 2005. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. The win condition is complete endgame repatriation.
You don't need to worry about save states for this one. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance is the easiest game in the franchise by a large margin. And Ike is so overpowered that it is not only possible to complete the entire game with only Ike, it is arguably easier.
Perfect. Sounds like the perfect game for me.
Regardless, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance is it's a toss-up between that one and Radiant Dawn for my favorite Fire Emblem game. On the harder difficulties, it's not as easy as I was describing, so there's some legitimate challenge to be had there for those who want it. And it's the best story, and just... play it, please.
So, like I said, you're looking forward to this one, I know.
Oh, and also that one's going to be out of order.
That one is very... So, I guess we should explain that real quick. So, within our group of friends, there is already a Fire Emblem Gauntlet sort of going, where they're trying to work their way through pretty much the whole Fire Emblem series. And we've kind of consciously made the decision that when they hit Path of Radiance... we will play Path of Radiance.
Mm-hmm.
Half because, then we'll have other people that are playing alongside us, and that'll help me keep at it more, I think. And also, just to make it so that you don't beat Path of Radiance, and then 3 months later have to play Path of Radiance again.
I'll do it.
So we'll keep people posted on that. You will know when Path of Radiance is the next game. That and one other might be out of order. We'll have to see. After that, we have Wolf. His game is the GameCube game released in 2005, Star Fox Assault. The win condition is complete story mission 10.
We could play the multiplayer on that one, too.
We sure could. In fact, we should probably make a conscious decision to try and play the multiplayer together on any game that has multiplayer.
Mm-hmm. Star Fox Assault multiplayer, known as the Halo 2 of GameCube games.
After that, we have Ganondorf. Originally released for the GameCube in 2006, we have The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. The win condition is defeat Ganondorf. I'm very curious as to what my feelings are going to be going back to this game, because I've beaten it once, and I didn't like it a lot, but I feel like a lot of that, as I've told you, but I'll tell them now, I feel like a lot of my distaste for the game came from the fact that I started it the day after finishing Wind Waker.
Also available as the HD remake on Wii U.
Yeah, both that and Wind Waker are, which those will be the two versions that I play personally. Wind Waker especially, because I already own it, and I'm not going to have to go buy it yet. So
I borrowed a copy of it and never gave it back.
Yeah. Then we have Lucas. I'm excited for this one. Released for the Game Boy Advance in 2006, Mother 3. The win condition is defeat the Masked Man. I have played this game before. It is, in my opinion, one of the best games ever made. I love it, and I can't wait to drag you through it, which is weird when you go back to earlier when Earthbound came up, and I was like, yeah, I hate Earthbound. I don't like it. So
I'll give it a fair shake.
I will give it a fair shake, but I'm telling you right now, Mother 3 is so good, and it's definitely worth your time. Come on, Nintendo, get it over here. They won't. They never will, but get it over here. The next one is another one of those with no win condition because we don't know how the hell we're going to do it. There's also no other option for this game or this character. Wii Fit Trainer, released on the Wii in 2007. Wii Fit.
I don't even know. Okay, I guess we're going to have to buy a balance board.
I have a balance board, luckily, and a copy of Wii Fit Plus, so that won't be a problem for me.
I have a balance board that most assuredly it does not work anymore. Because you know what the thing about scales is that when you move them around a lot, they get super inaccurate. And I've been using this one as like a place to put my laptop so it doesn't overheat on my bed.
So that is the biggest one of, hey, what should the win condition of that be? Because Wii Fit's not really a game made to be played. It's a tool made to be used. But what other game are we going to do for Wii Fit Trainer?
Wii Fit U, which I will probably do because it's the one that I own.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, it's the same game with just a couple of additions. After that, for Rosalina and Luma, this one's obvious. It came out on the Wii in 2007. We have Super Mario Galaxy.
Super Mario 3D World.
Yeah. Super Mario Galaxy, the win condition is complete Bowser's Galaxy Reactor. I'm looking forward to this. I haven't played Mario Galaxy in a really long time.
I'm going to try to 100% this because Mario Odyssey, I don't even like that game. Mario Galaxy is the first Mario game that I ever got 100% in. 200% technically if you count the second playthrough, which is materially different. And I think ever since then I've 100%ed every 3D Mario game that I like, and I think I'm gonna do that again.
For Mario Galaxy, I'm gonna have to buy a new copy of that, it is available digitally on Wii U, so that is good.
One of these days we should participate in the 602 race.
You know how you said that you owned a copy of Wind Waker HD, you borrowed it and then never gave it back?
Princess HD.
Oh, Twilight Princess HD, that you borrowed it and then never gave it back? That happened to my copy of Mario Galaxy. I let a friend borrow it and then I never saw it again. So I own a copy of Galaxy
Hey, it's me,
too,
your friend.
But Rosalina's barely in that game, so we can't make it that one. For Meta Knight, came out on the DS in 2008. Kirby Superstar Ultra. The win condition is complete Meta Nightmare Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
I think I played.
This was not the first. This was not the first time that Meta Knight was playable, but it's definitely the first one where he was playable, where he had lore.
Yeah. After that, for Lucario, came out on the DS in 2008 as well. Pokemon Platinum. Become the Pokemon League champion is the win condition for that. Oh man, you were right. It came back.
I have not played Pokemon Gen 4 since it was the newest Pokemon Gen.
Hey, same. I played Pearl. I've never played Platinum. I've always kind of wanted to give it a shot, so I'm kind of looking forward to this one.
I played Diamond, you Philistine.
I liked Palkia. I liked Palkia more than I liked Dialga. Anyways, so this next one was kind of hard to make a decision on, because he wasn't really in a game, introduced in a game, per se. He was an accessory? For Rob, released on the Wii in 2008, we will be playing Super Smash Bros. Brawl, the Subspace Emissary, the win condition of which is defeat Taboo. And I believe we have talked about doing this one co-op.
Yes. So you are thinking about doing it with your roommate because he has never played it.
He has never played the Subspace Emissary, and he has to know how not good it is.
But I think it would be fun if we did this together, and I may or may not try to get. I might, instead of playing it on the original release, play it on Project M.
That's cheating. You need the real experience.
I don't want the real experience.
That doesn't matter. We're playing Earthbound. So the win condition is, of course, defeat Taboo. That'll be a fun one. That's the one we could think of. The only other option we could think of was like Mario Kart DS.
Because we're not going to go buy a real Rob.
Yeah, we're not going to go out and buy a Rob, and even then, a Rob won't work with anything but a CRT. And not only would we need to go buy Rob, we need to find a way to play Gyromite on a CRT.
I mean, I have a CRT.
Do you have a way to play Gyromite on it?
I could figure it out.
After that, I'm looking forward to this one.
How hard could it be?
We have Little Mac. It came out for the Wii in 2009. We have Punch-Out!
I have never played Punch-Out on Wii. I have played NES Punch-Out, but never this one.
The win condition is defeat Mr. Sandman. I'm going to tell you right now, Punch-Out! For the Wii, damn good game. Now, you might notice, if you've played Punch-Out! For the Wii, we said defeat Mr. Sandman, not get to title defense. Let me tell you why. Because Matt asked me if title defense should be included.
Which I think it should.
Title defense is so hard that after beating Mr. Sandman...
Wimp.
I got to Glass Joe, and I have not beaten him. He is so hard. All he does is put on a helmet, and he is so hard. So we will be getting to Mr. Sandman and beating him, and not going... Well, I might go further in a stream just to show that I can't beat Glass Joe. But Punch-Out! Wii is really, really good. And I think it's better than Punch-Out! NES and better than Super Punch-Out! And I'm glad that we chose that instead of one of those. Even though I do like those. Those are good games. But I think Punch-Out! Wii is better.
I also mainly wanted to choose that one because I've never played it.
Yeah, there you go. For Mii Fighter, this will be another one played together probably, if we can. For the Wii in 2009, Wii Sports Resort.
We probably can't play this one together.
We can give it a shot at the very least. This might be another one where like we can try doing it out of order. Because there is a chance that you'll be down here or we'll be in the same place at multiple points in the coming year. 2, I guess. 1 guaranteed. 2 possible. And we could probably do it at some point there. Though one of us will have to buy a copy of Wii Sports Resort because I don't know where mine went.
I have my copy readily available at all times.
Ben is still extremely mad at me. Ben is my roommate. He is still extremely mad at me that my copy of Wii Sports Resort is gone because he got insanely good at table tennis. After that, for Bayonetta, released for the, I believe it was for the PS3 originally, and then it got a re-release.
No, it was for the, wasn't it for the Xbox first?
It might have been. I don't remember. What it was originally released for, but we'll be playing it on the Switch or the Wii U, very likely.
Speak for yourself, PC.
Released into...
I own it on Wii U, and I'll probably get it on Switch.
Released in 2009. Well, I mean, you get it for free if you buy Bayonetta 2, which is probably what I'm going to do. Bayonetta, that's the name of the game, and the win condition is Complete Epilogue Requiem. Neither of us have ever played Bayonetta, and
I've played Bayonetta.
Oh, I have not. I've been meaning to give it a shot for years. I've never played it.
I need to play Bayonetta 2.
Looking forward to that. For Marth, released on the DS in 2010, we have Fire Emblem: New Mystery of the Emblem, the win condition of which is complete Chapter 24, Light and Shadow.
So that is the true ending, mind you. So we're gonna have to go over the true ending win conditions because if you screw that up,
oh boy. Oh, God.
Don't screw it up.
After that, we got Shulk. I'm also looking forward to this. Originally released on the Wii and later re-released on the 3DS in 2010. Xenoblade Chronicles. The win condition is defeat Zanza. I've never played Xenoblade Chronicles. I've heard it's very good. I've heard it's very long.
It is. It is very long.
That'll probably be the longest gap between episodes. That'll definitely be one where we got to do some progress reports.
I've gotten a good third of the way through that game, and that game is very good. But I've never beaten it because I got that game when the Wii was still fairly contemporary, and I just got to a point where the Wii was too old and I didn't feel like plugging it in anymore.
After that, we got Jigglypuff. This is a weird choice, but I think it fits very well. And I'm also very excited to give it a shot. Released for the DS in 2012, Pokemon Conquest, the win condition of which is control all 17 kingdoms and defeat Nobunaga's army.
I owned this game for some reason.
So, we'll have a funny story when we get there that involves you owning this game.
Yeah, sure.
That'll be fun.
Sure it does.
But we basically picked this game because this is one of the Pokemon games where Jigglypuff sort of has a front and center role.
It's the game where Jigglypuff has a front and center role. There is no other.
Yeah, your partner's Pokemon is a Jigglypuff. So,
and it also just brings variety to what is otherwise a fairly monotonous franchise on this list.
Yeah. After that, we have Dark Pit, released for the 3DS in 2012. The game that caused this damn thing to happen, and I'm super excited to replay it. Kid Icarus Uprising.
In case you're wondering, yes, we will be playing every King and Icarus game, because there's only three.
Make another one, please. Make a sequel to Uprising, or at the very least, put Uprising on the Switch. The win condition is complete Chapter 25. I'm very much looking forward to replaying that game. It's super good. My wrists are going to hate me, but I can't wait.
What are we even going to do if they make another Kid Icarus?
Cry. In happiness, because I'll be really happy to play it. But for Robin, released on the 3DS in 2012, we've got Fire Emblem Awakening. The win condition is complete endgame Grima. I like this game a lot. I'm looking forward to giving it another playthrough.
It is a very good game.
After that, we have Greninja. For 3DS in 2013, we have Pokemon X and Y. The win condition is, oh man, it's here again. Become the Pokemon League champion. It's the last time.
Oh boy, wow.
Neither of us are very big fans of.
Just you wait until they announce God, what even Pokemon was? Somehow we'll end up playing another Pokemon. I can feel it.
Oh, probably. Both of us have been rather outspoken detractors of Pokemon X and Y, so
it's not that bad.
I just don't think it's done. But we'll get to that when we get there.
I hated Sun and Moon more than I hated X and Y,
which confounds me, but that's a conversation for another day. After that, hey, it's your favorite item on the list. For Corrin, released on the 3DS in 2015, we will be playing Fire Emblem Fates, specifically Revelations. The win condition is complete endgame Anankos.
Revelations is the only Fates that I haven't at least tried to play. I have not finished any of them.
I have finished all three Fates. You are not a big fan of Fates. I'm meh on Fates, I think, overall. So that'll be a fun one. You don't want to miss that. After that, we got The Inkling, released on the Wii U in 2015. Splatoon. The win condition will be defeat Boss 5. That'll absolutely be one we can play together. Not the story mode, but we'll be able to play multiplayer together, at least, on stream.
Story mode is good, though.
I have never beaten the story mode in Splatoon, so that'll be fun to do.
We'll be able to play that one together, assuming the Nintendo Wii U Wi-Fi connection is still online.
And if it's not, I mean, we'll just play Splatoon 2 on stream with multiplayer. That'll be fine. Honestly, we could switch out Splatoon 2 if we wanted to, but I don't. I think playing the first Splatoon feels more right for this specific thing. After that, for Fox, released for the Wii U in 2016, we have Star Fox Zero. The win condition is Complete Venom, the final battle. Neither of us are looking forward to buying this and playing this game, though I think you already own it.
I have it.
I don't own it. I'm going to need to go buy it. You are not a huge fan of it. I'm not super excited to play it, but I am going to give it a fair shake. I do want to try it.
I tried to play it the other day, and it's just
so that'll be fun. After that, we have Link, released for the Wii U and Nintendo Switch in 2017.
But really the Switch.
We have Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. The win condition will be Destroy Ganon. That speaks for itself. That game's new enough that I don't feel like we need to explain it. And also, Link has been completely redesigned and reworked in a lot of ways to be Breath of the Wild Link. So that one just made sense to do.
I also just really like that game.
We're basically playing all of the big main Zelda games on this Gauntlet. Like, the most famous Zelda games we're playing on this Gauntlet. I think, are we missing any that are super popular and famous?
Skyward Sword.
Yeah, we aren't playing Skyward Sword, but there's not really a place to put that, and even then, that game's just divisive. I love Skyward Sword. I think that game's great, but it's divisive as hell. And lastly, possibly leastly, we have for Lucina, released for the Nintendo Switch in 2017, Fire Emblem Warriors. The win condition is complete endgame Chaos Dragon Velazark.
Because that's...
that's the only other game Lucina's shown up in.
Lucina's a moveset clone. She fits perfectly in Fire Emblem Warriors. Because that's all that the game has.
So that'll also be that game we are both going to have to buy because neither of us own it.
Hopefully by then it'll be like bargain bin.
Maybe. But that is the list. There are certain...
Or you could play it on 3DS. I have that one.
So there are certain characters that have been rumored or are very possible that could end up on this list. For instance, we mentioned Simon Belmont earlier. If he is announced, then I imagine we'll probably play the original Castlevania.
Most likely. I've never played any Castlevania game, and to be quite frank, I fully believe that he is... there was a leak that perfectly predicted Snake, Ridley, and every character from Smash 4. So I fully believe that Simon Belmont is in this game.
There are people that believe very wholeheartedly, as I've learned recently. I think you were the one that posted it, that Bandana D is going to show up in this game, and that'll probably be returned to Dreamland. If I had to,
I posted that one, but I don't
know if I fully believe it, but like it's a possibility to mention. There aren't really
Star Allies.
There aren't really any other games or any characters that I'd say like it's very likely or very assumed that this character might make it in, but we will add to this list if more characters are announced. So just be aware of that. And with that, let's talk about our first game.
Yeah, we're an hour in, and you finally get to hear us talk about a game.
Let's briefly talk about our first game. So each episode is going to end with us briefly talking about the next game. And of course, for this one, we haven't had a game yet, so our first game is Duck Hunt.
My most recent experience of with this game was several years ago when we went to the Youmacon anime convention, and they had it there in the game room.
Huh.
And I have not played it since, but one of our friends there had never played the game before, and she just sat down, held the zapper, and she was there for like an hour, and she turned out to be like a savant of the game.
Damn. So we will both be playing it on the Wii U Virtual Console.
Yes.
Which is pretty much, unless you have an actual... So I have an NES Zapper, but I don't have an NES anymore.
You don't just need an NES Zapper and an NES, you need a CRT as well.
Yeah, it will not work on anything but a CRT, and I don't have one of those, unfortunately. Ben does, but I don't think he'd take well to me using it. But for the sake of being able to stream it, and for the sake of just convenience, we will be playing it on the Wii U Virtual Console, which I was not aware it had even been released on the Wii U Virtual Console until you told me.
They announced it with the Duck Hunt character for Smash Brothers.
I don't remember that at all. I think I was just
It was the same Nintendo Direct.
Huh, interesting. But like, this is going to be a quick game, obviously. So when I mentioned this game to Ben was like, Duck Hunt sucks though. And then he just walked into his room and closed the door. And that's all I know. I don't think it's going to be that bad.
It's not that bad. It's basic. It's a video game.
Yeah, it's very basic. It was a light gun game. It was originally released in North America on October 18th, 1985, which of course is not the year we have on the spreadsheet, because it was originally released in Japan on April 21st, 1984. It was released for the Nintendo Entertainment System, came with the NES Zapper, which, like I said, I have one of. I used to have an NES as well, but it got stolen out of the back of my car, alongside an original golden Zelda cartridge.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it's...
I have I did own this game once upon a time. Probably still do if I really wanted to look for it. But
I believe the most notable release of Duck Hunt was it was released alongside Super Mario Brothers. They were both on the same cartridge at one point.
yes,
Which is the
That's the one I owned.
cartridge I owned as well, which is gone now. Rest in peace. But Duck Hunt Dog and the Duck himself both showed up in Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U. That was their Smash debut. And I don't know. This will be a quick game. This will be, I think, a fun game to stream. Overall, fun, quick game to stream. I don't know.
it won't take that long.
Nintendo World Report gave it a 7.5 out of 10 for the Wii U version. So,
Yeah, I trust Nintendo World Report. I've been thinking about applying to write for them for like 4 years now.
but that is our first game. I've never played it. You said you have. Oh wait, no, I have played it. So I think we had the projector version because it was a projector game before it was an NES game, I believe.
What?
Yeah, did you not know that? It like played on
This.
or it might not have been before, but at one point they did release a version that was like it was on a projector and it would put the ducks on your wall and you could shoot them that way. And we had that, or at least I think we had that because I have vivid memories of playing it, but I don't know where I was, when it was, or anything like that. But I played that version at one point. It didn't have the dog in it. It just had the ducks. I don't think it had the clay pigeons in it either.
You're saying some strange things to me right now.
I have vivid memories of this. Maybe I'm crazy and I made this up, but pretty sure that was also an official version of Duck Hunt. So, yeah, you want to talk about where people can see your stream?
Yeah, you're going to be able to see me at twitch.tv/Grimace the Menace. I think it's Grimace the Menace, right? Not Grimace Do Menace. Grimace Do Menace is the alternate version that I do when there's character limits.
Do you want to explain how to spell the word menace, because it is not
Minace.
So you can find Matt's stuff there. You can find my stuff at Detective Dobaga. That is Dobaga. That is where you'll find me streaming that. And also, I'm probably going to jump into streaming non-Smash things soon. I'm hoping. But for the most part, if you want to join me on my adventures, Duck Hunt, I don't think will be the most exciting stream to jump in on. But you're probably not going to want to miss the Ice Climber stream after that. So look forward to that, I guess. But yeah, you can find our streams there. You can play along with us. The list of games in the order they will be played, as well as with the win condition. We will post a link to that in the description for this episode. And with that, I don't think we have anything left. Unless you have anything you want to say.
No, I think we're already getting bold enough as it is, posting an hour-long episode 0.
Yeah, this is a bit longer than I expected it to be, but we'll see. With the magic of editing, maybe I can cut it down a bit. Well, with that, I'm Joe.
I'm Matt.
And we'll see you next week, or not next week, next time to talk about Duck Hunt.
Probably next week, knowing Duck Hunt.
Yeah, knowing Duck Hunt.